My name is David Katz with thepostgame.com, and we are joined today by two-time Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw. Clayton, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So far you have had a tremendous season. Your one-loss record's incredible. You have a sub-2 ERA. You threw your first no-hitter. What would an MVP mean to you? I know you're a team-first guy, but what would an MVP mean?
To be honest, I hadn't really even crossed my mind. It's just so. We're right in the middle of the playoff race, and I'm not trying to discredit what an MVP would mean. I think looking back, it'd be obviously such a huge honor. But right now we got the Giants on our tail, and we're trying to get into these playoffs, and I think a World Series would mean a lot. Obviously the most, and that's if everything goes well there, I think all that other stuff will take care of itself.
Do you think starting pitchers should be eligible for the MVP?
I don't know. I think it goes to the best player, and obviously position players play every day, so they have definitely more of an opportunity to make an impact day in, day out. And I guess, fortunately it's not for me to decide how much an impact a starting pitcher can have compared to a position player, but I definitely wouldn't give it back.
So you're the best pitcher in baseball, but you're a noted perfectionist. So if your coach was standing here today, what advice would he tell you that you can improve upon as you look at the future, next year, the year after?
Yeah, there's always certain things. I wish once you had what you had, it just stayed every start. Right. But from start to start, things just change all the time. Last start was okay, but I gave up some home runs, gave a home run, a changeup, and changeup's always something that I'm constantly working on. And trying to be perfect to both sides of the plate, and one side sometimes usually a lot better than the other side. So just different stuff like that. But Rick Honeycutt, our pitching coach, is great. I've worked with him forever, and he knows that I'm pretty tough on myself, so he cuts me some slack.
With a big payroll come big expectations. You are in first place right now. You have a few teams nipping at your heels. Tell us a little bit about, do you think you're playing as a team up to your expectations and where you can be?
It's funny, we have one of the best records in the National League, and we've been playing pretty good baseball, but it just feels like there's still more in there, and that's probably a good sign with the postseason coming up. We're in a great spot right now. We've been playing pretty decently overall, but it just feels like there's some more in there. So hopefully we get some guys back from the DL and really just kind of take off once September gets here.
You've said World Series or bust. You've been outquoted as that. So what do you think? You head down the home stretch. You've got the last quarter of the season. What are your thoughts as you prepare for the playoffs?
Yeah, it's funny that that's a headline story, a World Series or bust. I feel like every team would say that because
right.
What are we all here for if we're not trying to win a World Series?
Right.
That's all I meant by that. But we're in a good spot right now. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We got to get in the playoffs first, first and foremost. But from there, now that we have that experience from last year, and me personally have that experience of what it's like to fail and succeed in the postseason, it'll help me prepare for this year.
Your role as a team leader has evolved. Talk a little bit about that and what it means for you to be in a leadership role.
Yeah, I think leadership is just it's by example. And we have a lot of veteran guys on our team. They don't need to hear anything from me about how to play the game. So. For me, I just want their respect, and so what that means for me is just to play the game the right way, do things every, the 4 days in between that you don't see me out there, just, being a good teammate, doing what I need to do to get ready, prepare the right way, and, people respect that, and I think ultimately they'll look to you from that.
Speaking of playing the game the right way, Yasiel Puig came up last year, had a very huge impact, but made a lot of errors along the way. Talk a little bit about his maturity this year.
Yeah, you can see it. There's definitely glimpses of good and bad, but definitely more good this year. I think he's learning. You saw last night, we won a game on a cutoff play where he threw it to the relay guy finally, as opposed to throwing it straight over his head. So, I think stuff like that is a big sign of maturity, and obviously his talent speaks for itself.
Clayton Kershaw, thepostgame.com. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck as you head into the playoffs.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks,
Thank you.
Yeah.